Good afternoon, and welcome to Blind Builds with Blind Prime. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be continuing our ongoing LEGO Ideas project, the cave system. Yeah, the mountain system. Ooh, mountains, caves. It's going to be great. So, today we're talking about the third Bedrock Bottom. We've already covered the first Bedrock Bottom and the second Bedrock Bottom. I appreciate you for liking and sharing and subscribing to those videos, or subscribing to me, liking and sharing those videos. And I'd appreciate it if you liked and shared this one too. And if you haven't subscribed to me and you want to help me raise awareness for the blind, or you just are curious about the blind and how the blind enjoys things like Lego, then please subscribe and you'll get updates and stuff like that. You'll be alerted to my newest and most interesting of videos, whichever one I decide to upload that day. So today is the second video upload for the day because I had to get something out about Joshua Dalzell's Delzelli's. Oh man, I'm gonna have to fix that. Delzelle. He is an amazing author, and I love him. And I talk about one of his books in the previous video I'm uploading today. So today, though, at least in this video, we're just going to talk about this. This is the crocodile pond. All right, so one major thing I want to mention, there is crocodile. I got a crocodile in here, and I want to when this project actually goes out to be voted on for live, to make a Lego Ideas project out of it, and it goes live for voting, that's going to be a white alligator. I want it to be an albino alligator because, it's a cave, right? So we got to have an albino alligator in the cave. It's just it just makes sense to me. And then when you combine them together, your albino alligator can wander around the waterway. I was going to make this a set that worked with like a little smuggler's pier set, but it just didn't work well because the boat was going to be too wide. I'd have to redesign the bridge and make the waterways there 2 studs wider, and that was just going to be a lot of rebuild. So I went the lazy route, and I decided against the Smuggler's Pier. Instead, I went for the Crocodile's Rest, because there's a little like mud platform here where the crocodile can climb up onto the land. And let's see, we've got the crocodile friend right here. Where's that spot? There it is. We got a ladder hanging out there, so the crocodile can just kind of come up here and move around the ladder a bit and wander around. And yeah, nice little crocodile. He can move into the other platforms around, but we'll move the crocodile for now. Not included in this set because of licensing reasons and stuff like that. I did read the terms of use. I just have the Speedo Batman with his little floaty, and he's going to jump into the pond below him. Wait, who's that? Is there another minifigure in here? Who is this? Oh, it's the I think this is the barbarian. What are you doing in here with your crazy awesome sword? I like your sword. Right. I think I was going to include this one. Yeah. So this is the. I think this is a barbarian or something from Lego Miniseries 4, and it's got a really awesome sword. So I was like, yeah, it's the Alligator Slayer. So they're in here coming in to slay a dragon. All right. So we'll talk about what I was thinking whenever I was building this and just kind of describe it to you. So I was initially thinking a place where smugglers could hang out, but I wanted to make a big pond because I've got all these water effects. I got a few water effects for the toppers, but I wanted to show, where does the water go? Like, where does it kind of pool up at? And I decided, why not just make a fun little pond? And yeah, I think it came out quite kind of nice. I know the colors may be wrong, but we can fix that whenever we do the initial, the finishing touches for the turning into the Lego program. But I went with some nice slanted pieces because I wanted to do like a hard wall. I wanted to make this thing a T intersection where there were really just, 3 entrances on the lower level. And then up here is actually the this is the thing we've developed since moving into the 16 stud tall type of cave chunks where I have extra space in the vertical. So I created a second floor, and this actually will pair with some of the other ones. And when we actually finish the 4th Bedrock Bottom, I'm going to bring it all out, and we're going to get a nice little comparison of everything together. But this actually does mesh with either the bridge or that little platform thing in the miner's hovel, a little miner's refuge that I built. Yeah, this will connect to the platform in there, and this will also connect to the bridge, so that this can allow for individuals to move around. Though it is too wide on the corners for the bridge, so it means the bridge is going to go a little bit off to the side, but that's okay, because what we're doing here is an ancient cave. So of course the bridge would come to a partly collapsed section of cave. It would make sense that there's parts of the cave that collapse over time. And that's the fun part about the modulated cave system, which I shouldn't use the word modulated anymore, is that you can change it and make it into different features. Now I did put another level of a flat platform here, but this isn't at the height where minifigures can really hang out. This is more on the height that the smaller minifigures, like the goblins and stuff, can hang out. And I knocked that character over again. But I'm always knocking things over here at Blind Prime. And I used a 6x4 to actually hold these two parts together. The thing I was trying for here, and what I'm trying with every Bedrock Bottom, is to give solid corners, because this guy has got to hold the weight of everything on top of it. This guy is going to be holding a lot of weight, and this guy needs to be sturdy in order to withstand the weight of everything on top. And that is the goal here. That's, even though there's holes in it, this thing is sturdy. It can handle weight. Okay? And that was the point of it. And also designing something that looks like it's been worn away over time. I put a giant hole into the side to allow light to flow in. I didn't get as creative with up here at the top area as I usually do by making slats and holes and stuff to be kind of a half collapsed area. I wanted something a bit more solid right here because of how fragile these corners were before I locked them down. That was the difficulty while building this. These corners, like this one here, where I went a little crazy with the textures. I layered it multiple times to try and give this impression. I actually spiraled it a bit so to give the impression of something that's just been wearing away over time. And this thing's actually very close to collapsing, but it's not going to collapse. It's built too well for that. It does. I've tried to give the impression of something that's just been eroded away and eventually will. And the idea is that every time this area floods, water just comes in here and just cuts at the edge of this thing, and it keeps cutting every time the water floods through here. That's why you got this angle that goes down and then this angle that goes up. I wanted to impart upon the viewer the idea that this is being steadily eroded away every time this cave floods. One day this corner will be gone if this cave floods enough. And I tried my best to get that impression across. And here we've got some more little holes and stuff I put into the side because I like doing that. I like putting in layers where you can actually stick your finger in there and it goes deep. That's a nice little deep layer. It added depth to this set. And that's what I wanted to impart is depth. Sometimes cracks in the side of the wall just reveal more wall behind the cracks. And that's what like this one does. And this one up here, I actually made a hollow section in there to make this crack here seem deeper than it is. And come over here, we've got another cracked section there on the wall section to make it look like that's actually just falling apart there. It was a lot of fun to develop these cracks and these seams. I'm sitting here while I was sick, trying my best to come up with ways to impart the fact that this is something that's been eroded away over time, and also something that may actually be just a pile of rubble. Like this corner area could actually have been once just a pile of rubble that's now been compressed over time. And that's the same with this side here. I actually really had a lot of fun making some little spots in here. I didn't do as many as I usually do because I'm running out of pieces now. We are running out of pieces to finish this project. I got enough, I think, to finish one more big cave chunk, and then I'm going to need to do a big piece overhaul to get more of them. Buy in bulk and pick out all the grays, browns, and greens, and tans, and then sell everything else. Anyway, that's today's build. It's a wonderful little set. I've been trying to impart. I put the ladder in here to try and get the impression across. Like this, this is something that people do explore. Minifigures do explore this, and they do get into this deep cave sometimes. But they got a problem with this one. There's a crocodile. Rawr. I showed you his butt. Rawr. You were showing him your butt, Mr. Crocodile. Well, this one has been a fun set to build, and I have enjoyed building it. I've enjoyed making these giant holes in the sides to, that's actually been the most fun and interesting part of building these cave chunks is whenever I make a huge hole in the side of it, I got to figure out how to make that hole actually work where it's not just going to collapse down or anything. So I got to I got to experiment occasionally. I fail a few times before I figure out the right combination of bricks to use. Like right here at this nice little archway, I found that if I used a 1x2 upslope, and that's the one that starts at a 1x1 point and moves to a 1x2 point, and it stuck out from the wall just a bit. I realized if I put, I may put that there, then I could add this fun arch, and this archway could combine to this other side, and I wanted to give the impression that this other side used to have an arch. Maybe, there were two arches here at one point, but one of the arches is gone now. And that's what I was trying to impart here to the viewer is, or, to a collector or anybody looking at this, is that, this archway is perfect, but then it comes here and you get kind of an arch, but then you have these chunks missing from it. And I was trying my best to get the impression across that this was once, a big arch, but half of it has broken. Why? It could be flooding, it could be just general erosion, but half of this arch is now missing. It's busted up, it's breaking apart, and it's ruined the stability of the entire arch. Like eventually, in my imagination, I see this entire area here of the pond actually, collapsing in one day and making a god-awful racket. But that was what I was trying to impart here. Just having a little fun with it, enjoying the ability to make these things really tall, but also trying to get the impression of erosion in here. And I can't push that enough because that is the main goal that I was trying for this particular cave chunk was erosion. And I hope I managed to get it appropriately. And yeah, we are going to go in depth into these things. I'm going to try and figure out a smaller camera to actually go into them a bit and showcase it to you whenever we do the final video for this, where we take a look at everything combined together and actually go in depth. So if you're wanting a little more detail, it will happen. I'm just keeping you updated on what's happening right now, but the detail will happen when the project's finished, because then I will definitely want to show it all off. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does go a long way to helping me raise awareness for the blind and the visually impaired through alternative means and methods, and this is including but not limited to designing Lego. Until next time, bye-bye for now.